I can see it from both perspectives. When score streaks first came in, I was massively against them. I've never seen the need for something like that in a competitive setting. But then again, they do bring an extra dimension. Again, talking about the pick 10 system, they bring an extra dimension to the game. You have to go into different modes, thinking about different streaks, how you're gonna counteract them. You know, when to give up a hard point and not push feed the other team's streaks. And back to whether they should be included in Search and Destroy or not.
It's a difficult call to make, and obviously it's not our call to make at all, but it is something that has been discussed previously, and I've heard players talking about it. It's one of those things you just got to think about. You've got to keep it in your mind. Would we benefit from doing that? And at the moment, obviously, it's not going to change anytime soon with the spate of lands going on. We have to wait for a clear period to really get that play tested and see how the players take to it, see how the community takes to it. But it is something I did actually hear mentioned at the bar last night. Might work, might not. Might just make it far too complicated to try and turn them off for one game type. So I suspect they're going to stay for quite a while. But let's actually have a look now at Capture the Flag. Fizzy needs to make this kill, and he does. Doesn't pick up the two-piece, but his teammates spawn all around him. And we are, of course, Capture the Flag on raid. And this is a big map for Dragons. They need to do something now.
A lot has been said about Capture the Flag in the build-up to this event and during iSeries. Whether it has a place in competitive anymore, it seems to have developed into a very, very, very passive game type, particularly with the way the maps are set out on this game.
Yeah, most definitely so. It seems to have changed somewhere. I don't know where it's changed. It doesn't feel like the fast-paced, ridiculous action we used to see on Capture the Flag. Obviously, Hardpoint is now our go-to game on competitive Call of Duty. Search and Destroy remaining a firm favourite as well. But a lot of people don't actually like playing Capture the Flag anymore. They just say, like you said, so passive. You see teams not make these massive plays or rushes, and it's more difficult to lock down maps. And it just, you know, it's changed from Modern Warfare 3 at least.
Yeah, I think of it. A lot of it is down to the amount of American teams that have come over during the Modern Warfare 3 lands, and they have inherently a more passive play style. They're more methodical. They think things through more, and they were taking the CTFs off the European teams more often than not. And I think the European teams have seen that, adapted to that, and a lot of that's what can be attributed to the way Capture the Flag is played today.
Yeah, most of it, I agree with you. And there we go. Flag actually pulled. Mello in a place to clutch. He needs to make this kill so much, and he does. Bangs him through the wall. Important kill for him, because otherwise that flag would have been away. It is, in fact, still down, and players rushing to it. Let's have a quick look at what's going on there. Jumping on board with Luke.
Yeah, picking up an important couple of kills there, Luke, for his team.
Well, certainly is. And there goes. Still on board with Luke. Can he pick up this other kill? Needs to make it. He's poor out the B23R, gets the assist in the end. Still on board with him. 3-kill streak. Now it looks like Dragons going to try and make a push. They are, in fact, up there. Someone is near there. Smoke's down by their flag as well. And did he make that kill? No, he went down. Luke is trying to push in as well. Fizzy picking up kills everywhere. And that flag is away. Dragons have it right now. Going to picture-in-picture. Gets taken down before he can do anything. Torres making a big kill. Rush making a big kill. And they stop all the pressure there from Dragons.
Yeah, great use of the smoke there from Dragons, but Allstars were just in the right position at the right time to make the kills and get the flag back home.
Mello picking up 2 to stop any sort of counter-attack there by the All-Star lineup. Back on board with the Dragons, it is, of course, Mello. And we are looking to see how we can push through this middle area. His team are setting up now for a push. And if you have a look on the mini-map there, you can actually see Crazy at the bottom, right by their flag, ready to make some sort of play if they've got the kills. And they do. There we go. He has pulled it, and he has support. Are they going to notice? Amaze has to turn here. He has to make this kill. On board with him.
Yeah, this is a big moment in this game.
Oh, no, he hasn't made it.
Crazy's taken him down.
Unfortunately, there is someone else there. Who is that behind him?
I think it
doesn't make it either. That flag is going to go in, I believe.
One mid.
There is one mid. He does have support, though. And there we go. First flag. Sure. First flag to the All-Stars. Unlucky there. Amaze was in a place to make it. And unfortunately, a teammate coming to support the flag runner and didn't get it away. First blood to the All-Star lineup.
I'm not backing Dragons to pull it back in this situation either. The heads have dropped.
All-Stars are just playing too well. As we bring up the scoreboard, have a look. Fizzy doing so good work for his team, 13 and 5. Amaze not having a great game, 3 and 9.
Yeah, like I said in the, I think it was the last round, Fizzy's by far been the outstanding player for Dragons this game.
Oh, of course.
You just wish in this situation he was more vocal. He was able to to G up his teammates, to try and replicate his form. But it's just not working out for Dragons at anything they do.
Yeah, I mean, you would think like that gunfight just there. AJ, realistically, 9 out of 10 times would have won that, and I don't even think he hit more than one bullet.
so off colour. He must have been on the beers last night or something.
Maybe that is a possibility here at the famous Norbreck bar, but still on board with these two teams now. It is, of course, 2-0 to Allstars in maps, 1-0 on this capture of the flag. At the moment, they're going to knock Dragons out.
And what we've got to remember, it's not just Dragons going home from the tournament, it's Dragons potentially losing the luxury of that extra funding for future events.
They might lose their spot as the premium team in Fariko, and that's what's really going to bother them more than anything else, because they've held it for quite a while. I know AJ likes being Dragons, and that's going to be playing on his mind more than anything else. We're still on board with Crazy. Let's have a look at here, because they have to do a Maze. Currently just playing so defensive as his team are being outslayed as well. And you know what, Crazy there, it's pretty much game over. They're not really doing anything they need to as a Maze picks up 2 kills. I don't know. This is lackluster from Dragons.
Yeah, they've not got their heads in the game. I can see them now trying to have a conversation. Luke trying to fire up the team, but it's just not working. There's no communication. There's no passion. There's no fire.
Dragons are a fiery team. We've seen them before. They get hyped. They get pumped. They get going, and they haven't done it.
Just
maybe this early start is affecting them. I mean, they didn't have a great game yesterday in the pool play. The first couple of games, not really achieving what we expect of them. So let's actually jump on board with the Dragons right now and see if there is some glimmer of hope left in their gameplay. On board with Fizzy.
They just need to look to replicate their mood. In Cologne, the fire, the passion. They were insatiable at times. They were just unbeatable when they're like that.
On board with the Maze. He's picking up a few kills. Can he bring this back for his teammates? Now 9 and 11. Does look at him and does actually back off there, and they're trying to make a play, but unfortunately the rest of his teammates aren't there. As that flag, Crazy actually pulled it away. He is actually shut down by Luke, and that flag returned. And I think that's what Allstars are doing a little bit at the moment. They're keeping the pressure on Dragons. They're saying, you know what, we're not going to sit back and defend and let you just run your own game. We're going to keep pushing you, and if you make another mistake, we're taking another flag.
Yeah, it's very much punch and counter punch so far this game. You see one team pushing, getting in a position to pull the flag. The other team making the big kills, stuffing the advance, pushing forward themselves. It's almost as if we're going back and forth in waves.
There we go. It does look like there was a kill made there. A very important kill as well, because they stopped them. It looks like a lot of them are down, and we could actually see a counter-attack from this lineup now. And there we go. Mythrush picking up one as we jump on board with him. Can he pick up the second? He has. This is bad news for Dragons. If he can make another kill here, he's in a position to break the flag, and he has made it. He doesn't have support from his teammates, though, so he's going to have to wait.
Big 3 kills there from Rush, unfortunately.
It's put Dragons on the back, but that's what we said. They're not letting Dragons try and the tempo. Look, 5 kill streak there. Andy pulls the flag. He now has all of his score streaks. Such a huge play from Rush, because it meant Dragons had to go, hold on a minute, we can't even think about getting their flag because we've got to stop him taking ours.
With less than 3.5 minutes ago, those score streaks are going to come into play so much later on into the game.
This is the thing here. He now has 2 essentially aces in his pocket, because any sort of pressure from Dragons, he can deflect it.
Yep.
He can go, you know what, you take the flag. I'm just going to use my lightning strike and take you all down. You're not going to get this away now. And it's bad news for Dragons, because at the moment they don't look strong enough to take anything off of the All-Stars.
This is when you see score streaks used well and used brilliantly, though. You have the opportunity to call in a lightning strike and potentially stop a flag being captured, or the potential to call in a lightning strike, stop a flag being captured, and set up a counter pull for your team. So he's got to pick the right moment to drop those 2.
There we go. Fizzy needs to make this kill. Doesn't. Knifer shuts him down, and it's still looking bad for this lineup as they go down once again. They can't seem to do anything. Jumping on board with Knifer, and they are now going to try and push back out again. That's what Allstars are doing well. Like I said before, they are not letting Dragons play their own game. Allstars are dictating the tempo of this game. They are making sure Dragons can't breathe, and Dragons quite simply crumbling under the pressure. They're not even able to make a really solid play for that flag, and they haven't done yet. Yeah,
I've been really impressed with Allstars this game. A lot of teams in this situation will be tempted to sit back, do a curse almost. Sit back, guard the flag, 4-man, corners. And as much as that can work in situations, it can also leave you extremely vulnerable if a team picks up a 3-piece or all 4 kills in quick succession. You're massively susceptible to a relay. So Allstars are playing this correctly. They're not allowing Dragons to dictate the pace. They're pushing the tempo.
Look at that big mistake from the Dragons. They've let Crazy pretty much run that home horrifically easy, and that's just going to put them so far behind. You can actually see that there. Dragons are actually pushing to try and take a flag, and Crazy went, you know what, there's none of you here. Just took it and ran away. and then eventually they deflected the pressure going on. Dragons didn't make the kills they needed to, and they actually lost it. It looks like they are going to get this flag away, though. And can he do anything? On board with Fizzy as he runs the flag. Now looking in money. Incoming score streak. He needs to get inside.
So close.
Oh, he has made it. He has made it and doesn't get the kill as Rush goes clutch for his team and stops them all dead.
Rush once again picking up another massive, sequence of kills. He's been so defendable for Allstars in this series. And by far the outstanding player.
1 minute left in this, and you don't see Dragons actually able to do anything now. So he's going to stay on board with Rush. Does still have score streaks. I imagine we're going to see them pull them in. He might set the lightning strike for a rainy day just in case something happens. But he still has that death machine. I want to see him use it.
The big ting.
The big ting, as it is known from the infamous Mad Cat. In it comes, and he still gets outshot with it. Amaze. Can he do something now? I think it's just about possible to do a relay on this side if he makes it. He has no.
I think that was the last chance there for Dragons. This ties all but over.
It is in fact completely done, and that is all over. I think Amaze actually put his controller down. He has. Amaze is AFK. They've stopped playing. They know it's all over. That is, oh wow. Big news for this, guys. Obviously it means Dragons go out of the tournament.
Where does that place them?
I believe they were playing the top, actually. I think it's top 12.
Top 12. So disappointing for a team that came into this with such high expectations.
There we go. We can see they're not actually rated in the top 8 of the team, so not the worst result for them. What's really going to be stinging them, though, is they lost to their rival team, Allstars, which means I believe that after this event, Allstars will be the prime team in Fariko. Dragons have lost that position now at EGL9. They're not really going to be at all impressed with that.
They've had what can only be described as a stinker event.
Oh, most certainly so. Having a look there, Rush, big plays from him, 32 for 25. The rest of them, they just outslayed again. They had no counter for their all-star rivals, and that really ruined the game for them.
The supreme slaying power of All-Stars coming to the fore once again for the third map in succession. And Dragons just, well, an off-colour Dragons admittedly, but they just had no response for an All-Stars team that was firing on all cylinders.
Yep, and it was bad play from there. I don't know. They didn't seem to get going. It reminds me of the first day. They didn't look like the Dragons we know. They didn't play how we know Dragons can. And you know what? They needed to pull it out. This was pool play. Didn't matter as much. This mattered. And they've lost it. And they're going to be so disappointed. First game of the day. They're now out of the tournament. Wow. You know what? I was impressed by that game because it's one of these things that happens at LAN. Anything can happen at LAN. Frequently does. And we didn't expect Dragons to see them going home this soon. I
was wholeheartedly expecting Dragons to come out and stamp their authority on this tie. You know, a quick 3-0 sweep. And All-Stars, they've absolutely made me look a fool. That's for sure.
Yeah, they most certainly have. Now, we're going to say goodbye. There will be a very quick break. I, of course, been Bryce here, my guest commentator for the day. I hope you all gave him some love on Twitter. It is, of course, Rosso. How have you enjoyed it?
It's been fantastic, and I've really enjoyed it. It's a lot harder than people at home, think.
You made it look easy.
I have maximum respect for the guys that do this on a regular basis, and thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. Not
a problem, and we will catch you very shortly. I believe we're going to see Prophecy is one of the teams I can see lining up onto this stage at the moment. They have all come over. Oh, apparently not. Curse have walked over. Curse are coming over to play on the feature stage, and they will be there very shortly. Actually, Black coming over to the casting booth and saying hello. So we will be right back with you guys in that game very shortly.